Hey friend, welcome to Self-Transformed, a podcast redefining self-care through simple fitness, nutrition, and mindset habits. I'm your host, Emily Nichols, certified personal trainer, Whole30 coach, and Taco Tuesday enthusiast. Hey, I know the struggle is real when it comes to taking care of you. I too am a busy working mom who felt physically and emotionally drained until I took action on my own transformation journey. I finally found the solutions to feeling confident and living a healthy lifestyle that doesn't feel hard, and now I'm on a mission to equip you with sustainable tools to help transform your life from the inside out, guilt-free. Together, we will simplify your health and fitness into daily habits that don't feel like another thing on your long to-do list, but daily actions that light you up instead. So if you're ready to redefine self-care and step into your own self-transformation, then let's do this. You're listening to episode 141 of Self-Transformed. Hey friend, welcome back to the show. I am cheersing you. I got my coffee nice and hot here with me, feeling all springy and feeling like finally the gray cold season is almost over. I hope you are feeling that way too. If you live in the Midwest like me, it's like there's like a switch or something that happens in March where you just feel lighter. You know, my oldest son, Dylan, his birthday's coming up on the 11th. He'll be 14, which that's so rude. I can't believe he's going to be that old. But always this time of year, I feel excited and feel a sense of renewal. And I also feel kind of sad because he's getting older. But I hope regardless of where you are in the country, in the world, at what season of life you're in, I hope you are having a great day and your coffee is hot today, even if you had to reheat it in the microwave a couple of times. I'm so happy to be here with you today to come back with a book review today. You know, I am all about sharing resources that I think you could relate to as well. I'm always listening to new personal development books. Honestly, I need to listen to more fun books. Actually, I like to read a fun book, like have an actual book in my hand, like for fun. But personal development is fun for me as well. I listen in my shower while I'm cooking dinner, driving in the car. My kids get to listen to it as well. And I just finished listening to Christy Wright's book, Take Back Your Time, The Guilt-Free Guide to Life. Doesn't that sound so simple? Take Back Your Life, The Guilt-Free Guide to Life. There's some really great strategies that Christy shares in this book that I know you'll be able to implement as well. Before I get into this book review and my big takeaways for you to see if this is a book you would like to read as well or just absorb the cliff notes I'm going to give you today. A couple of things happening. So our monthly mini free workshop in the free Facebook community is happening this week on Wednesday the 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you're not a member of the group, you can click the link in the show notes to join us or go to bit.ly/self-transformed-fam. I always do a mini live coaching in there every month, and the theme every month is voted on by you, by the girls in the community. So make sure to come join us. I'll be putting up a poll here in the next couple of weeks for the April workshop, but they wanted to talk about balance, which was really great timing because I was listening to this book by Christy Wright talking all about balance and making time for you guilt-free. And we're going to share some even deeper strategies in this workshop. At the end of the workshop, I always include some type of little special gift, a discount code, a way we can work together. And with Self-Transform You starting back up on March 21st, I thought it would be a really great opportunity to, spoiler alert, put something fun at the end of the workshop. So when I do these workshops, they're only 15 minutes or less because I know you're super busy. The replay will be available in the guide section if you're not able to join us live for the workshop. But gang, make sure you join us live because there's going to be some special incentives if you are there live with us and commenting live or even during the replay. Okay, so click the link in the show notes to join us. Like I mentioned, the next round of Self-Transform You is starting on March 21st, and I want you there with us, friends. I'm so proud of the ladies that have been going through the program, and since I revamped it in the new year, and the feedback I'm getting is just so phenomenal. And I'm just so proud of them. I mentioned earlier last week on one of the shows, I got off one of my one-on-one calls with one of my STU girls, and she goes, it's just such a kinder way to review your habits and think about having sustainable transformation and change over time. Some of my girls that did it in January are going through it again. It's a really not overwhelming process to go through habit strategy in regards to your health. And it's something I personally do too. I'm into a new season of life where my kids are both in spring sports. They can't be spread out. They're both in spring sports. So our schedule is turned upside down. I'm doing my best to stay organized, to feel what balance feels like to me, but also feeling like I have the time to still take care of myself while I have all these extra things on my schedule. So taking care of me allows me to stay organized, to stay on top of things, and be present for my kids when they are doing the lacrosse and golf and orchestra performances, guitar stuff, just wanting to spend some time outside together. And I couldn't do that if I wasn't taking care of myself, because I've been there before where I wasn't taking care of myself and I wasn't a present or patient mom, and I just felt lethargic, inflamed, and tired all the time. So Self-Transform You, it's my signature 4-week program. If you haven't heard about it before, I'd love for you to join us. You can go to selftransformu, it's just the letter u.com, to learn more on if this is a good fit for you. I can guarantee you it's a good fit for you though, okay? So what it is every week we will focus on first week mindset and habit strategy. We will take those habit strategies, gather some data about yourself and what your current habits are. Then we'll dig deep into food freedom. I have a 3-step food freedom process that will help you start thinking about how to incorporate meals into your busy life, healthy meals, how to enjoy margaritas without guilt. Yay. Then the 3rd week, we talk about joyful movement. We incorporate habit strategy in order to make that work into your life. And then I actually include some workouts too, because I know I have a lot of folks that are working moms that travel a lot for work. So there's workouts you can take with you on the go. Then the last week, we talk about really digging deep into when motivation fails you and when that roller coaster of life happens. I take you through my taco method strategy. If you know, you know. And then at the end, we add a little extra guac on top to make sure that this is sustainable for you. At the end, essentially, you've created a sustainable health plan for yourself. It's customized for you based off the habit strategies you're learning and building on each week. It's so not overwhelming, which I've bought courses before and I've never finished it because I was like, wow, there's so much great information, but I'm so overwhelmed. I can't do it. So we take it slow, and you'll always have weekly texts and emails coming in for me to help you stay accountable, to help you keep going. Plus, you'll have a one-on-one habit strategy call with me to ensure that you got this. It's just a nice little way to chat with each other too, which I love connecting with my girls there. So go ahead and reserve your spot now, selftransformu.com. I will see you March 21st within the course. Okay, well, let's talk a little bit more about Christy Wright's book, Take Back Your Time, The Guilt-Free Guide to Life. So Christy is quoted from her book saying, life balance isn't something you do. It's something you feel. Ooh, I love that so much. Let me repeat that again for you. Life balance isn't something you do. It's something you feel. And she continues on, the great news is you can feel balanced even in your busy life. So in the book, Christy is really just redefining what balance is, and she gives you like a really clear path to achieve it. It doesn't feel as overwhelming. So first, she talks about identifying what balance looks like in your unique situation and season. I love that because we're all in our own personal seasons of life, and what I could suggest you doing may work for you, but it may not work for you because we're all have a unique situation. So just identify what balance feels like to you. Not necessarily like this is what I need to do, but what does balance feel like to you? Next, you're going to find confidence in the choices that are right for you. Sometimes that means saying no. Sometimes that means setting boundaries. Last week on Habit Hack Thursday, we took a cue from Jesse Spano saying there's no time, there's never enough time, and talked about reframing that mindset around time and what has been put on your calendar and what you have actually put on your calendar, right? So finding confidence in saying no, feeling peace even during those chaotic times, and then learn how to be present for your life and actually enjoy it, okay? So I know that's easier said than done, but when we think of balance, it's not an equation. Okay, it's not like 2 + 2 = 4, and there you're completely balanced. Like Christy mentioned, it is a feeling. It's not something you do. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're dividing your time evenly. It's not evenly between professional and personal, but you're doing what matters most at the right time. Okay, let me repeat that. It's not an equal division. It is doing what matters most at the right time. Okay, so doing too many of the wrong things at the wrong time, that's what leads us to feeling imbalanced. Okay, so remember this, nothing will ever be perfectly imbalanced if you're looking at a work project and your kids. That's not going to be exactly balanced because your kids may actually be the biggest priority for you. But maybe you're in a season of life where you have a big deadline coming up for work. It's the season of life that you're in, and reevaluating those priorities and using some habit strategies like we always talk about here in Self-Transformed, how and using those habit strategies to make sure that it is feeling balanced for your life. So I always had this boss years ago. He was like a big VP in the organization I was working for. I really liked him and respected him. But he would always have this saying. It was usually when we were traveling for work, right? Or we were in a really busy season of work. Like, sometimes you just have busier seasons in your work life. So he would always say, sometimes work wins, sometimes your family wins. And that always stuck with me. That still has stayed with me till now. Like, sometimes your family wins, sometimes work wins. And that sounds really selfish, but I feel like there's a way to have balance in a way that your family is still your number one priority, but maybe you're under a deadline for work and it is getting a little off balance. So for example, maybe your child's sick and you need to be 100% present for them, okay? That's when family wins. Or if maybe you have a very big deadline and have to make a family sacrifice to get your work done, like maybe you aren't able to pick up your kids after school that day, your husband or a friend picks them up instead, that's when work wins out. And sometimes that happens, and we tie so much guilt towards that. And I get that. If it starts happening over and over and over again, and then your number one priority, which is usually your family, starts missing out, then that's when we need to sit down and reevaluate where that balance is. Why are we feeling off balance? So I have an action item for you. I always have an action item. I love to be able to provide some type of way for you to start taking action, not just listening today and be like, oh yeah, I feel that way too. That's really great advice, Emily. Like, I want you to take action. So Christy had this really great idea to make a top 10 priorities in your life. So write them all down. Take out a piece of paper, write down the top 10 priorities in your life. Is it God, your family, work, you? Are you on there, friend? Is it, going to church? Is it being able to, go on vacations with your family? Your own top 10 priorities are different than mine. So I want you to list them out. But I want you to think of it this way. There's going to be seasons of your life, and there's going to be fixed priorities. So like your family, that is always a fixed priority. But then maybe there's flexible priorities. So for work, maybe you're in a busier season of life. Maybe you're, in the summer, maybe you're a teacher and you're off work. I know teachers, you're still busy in the summer because your summers are short and you're prepping for the new year. But maybe that's a little bit more of a flexible priority where work isn't as, down your throat that time of year. Okay. So make those 10 top priorities. Next, list, kind of put like a little star next to the ones that are fixed, that are always going to be there. Note the ones that are flexible. And I would revisit this every month or even every quarter, whatever you think works best for you, to kind of see where maybe you're getting off balance, okay? And take a look at there. Christy lists 4 areas that most folks have on their priority list, but a lot of times we're not doing these things. And when we're not doing these things, that's when you might start feeling that imbalance. So number 1 is rest. Is rest included in your balance calendar? Relationships. Are you able to put your relationships first on there? Are they one of your priorities? Your husband, your family. Help. Are you asking for help in some of these fixed priorities or flexible priorities in your life? And then alone time. Are you laughing with me too? Like, alone time, what's that? I work from home, and my husband actually just started working from home a little bit more too. So he's here all the time with me and the dogs, which is great. But I've had to readjust my schedule as well, just not having as much alone time. But I digress. So make that top 10 priority list. Figure out which is fixed and flexible. Like Christy mentioned, those other make sure some of these 4 areas are included on there: rest, relationships, help, and alone time. And then reevaluate either every month or every quarter and see where that imbalance is coming from. And what you can do from there to find that balance is come to the balance workshop on March 9th. We're going to dig a little bit deeper in that Facebook community into some even more action items to find that confidence, lose the mom guilt around your decisions, and some actual habit strategies to take those top 10 priorities and make them work in the season of life you are in. Okay, friend, I really love this book. I hope you'll check it out too if it's something you're interested in digging a little bit deeper to, if you feel called to read it. Sometimes I just randomly find something on Amazon. I'm like, oh, this sounds good. And they'll give you recommendations based off of that. And it's okay if you start reading a book or listening to a book and you're like, this isn't for me, and you don't finish it. I do that all the time too. I'm listening to a really great book I can't wait to share with you next month. After I'm done reading it, I'm going to take some of the strategies they list in the book and do some of those before I share it with you. So make sure you stay tuned. I hope you like these book reviews. There was a lot of votes in the Facebook community to start seeing more of this. And any way I can help provide some more balance in your life and strategies, I am all for it. And it helps me out as too personally with my family. Okay, so come to the balance workshop. I actually titled the balance workshop, balance isn't a 4-letter word, because I feel like it's such a naughty word. Like, we don't say it because we don't feel it. But like Christy said in this book, we can find balance. It's something we have to feel. It's not necessarily something we actually do. Okay, so we will talk about some habit strategies to help you feel balanced in that balance workshop this Wednesday, the 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Join us live or catch the replay. Stay till the end of the 15-minute workshop to have a surprise. And I hope to see you as well in Self-Transform You starting March 21st. I can't wait. Hey, if you have specific questions about STU, you can text me at 773-904-2157. You can text me directly there. Just text me your favorite emoji. It's always fun to see what emojis you guys send me, and we'll sign you up for weekly pump-up text, but you can send me a question directly there, and it will be me replying back to you, answering your questions to see if STU is right for you. All right, friend, I hope you're feeling a little more balanced. Take that top 10 priority list, see what you come up with, and then we'll take it a little step further in the balance workshop this Wednesday, the 9th. I will see you then. Hey girl, real quick before you go, if you love today's show and know your girlfriends need to hear this message too, then grab a screenshot, post it to your Instagram stories, and tag me at EmilyNichols22, because the more mamas out there hearing this message, the more empowered we'll all feel to take care of ourselves so we can pour from a full cup. Or the number one way you can thank me for this podcast is to leave a rating and review in iTunes. That way, more mamas will find the show here too. Love you and appreciate you, girlfriends. See you next time.